it should be working now. Test. Can anyone verify if the Twitch stream has my voice or not?
Oh yeah, it's good. Okay. Yeah, it's good.
All right, so let's start some reforging. Okay. So I managed to get that updated model by Tactical Toxic, and it seems to look good. I've seen that there are also magazines, but I'm not sure if they are configured. Oh, there is something. Okay. So first, I will change that default magazine to the one that Tactical Toxic prepared.
Did we put a thing on Facebook saying we're streaming?
Maybe not. Like if you want.
Yeah, I mean I can if yeah.
I don't mind. Okay. And perhaps it's also a good time to clean up that base prefab, so there are like proper variants, like with the scope, with the UGL, and things like that. This is quite funny thing. Like some of the operations are not available in like this main resource manager, and this is because like all prefab operations, they are done in Word editor. So if, for example, I want to create inherited prefab, I have to use resource browser, which is attached to the Word editor. Like I moved that to a different place, but if I remember correctly, in default mode, this resource browser will be there, but I'm using it differently. And anyway, so here it is, and there should be option to inherit prefab. So this one will be like a proper variant, which can later have like other attachments. There will be another one for the grenade launcher.
Sorry. Can someone send me the token to log into our Twitch?
You have to ask Soul Assassin.
Oh, he has it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing.
And here, it's also quite interesting thing because you can change like level when where you are making changes. So if I will select that and do some changes here, those changes will be applied to rifle base prefab. But I but if I do that, then I'm like modifying the properties uh, of this selected prefab. Okay, so we don't want to have that in the base class. So this is gone. This is also gone. So it's quite clean variant. This is the GP25. Okay, this is also done. Now I will create variant with like the scope. I'm not sure if uh, such approach will continue, because I can also imagine that uh, you can do that in various way. If there is like support for like scopes, etc., etc., then uh, players could get the scope from like inventory. But this is somewhat similar to like those AI weapons in Arma 3 that you could quickly assign like a variant with the PSO to some AI soldier. So um, yeah, for everything it doesn't make really sense, but for for now I will have those variants. I also prefer to use this option rather than doing edits to the entity and then clicking apply to prefab, because I always forget to click that apply to prefab button, and then if you close everything, you are also going to lose all the changes. Okay. Ah, fuck. Okay, so here are the variants. And now I will do something bit more boring. So, like the weapon name, the weight, how much space it takes, because there is no longer that bullshit that was in Arma 3. So weight and the volume of the item, those are two separate parameters. There are some like also interesting options, like you can specify the size of the item instead of like specifying the volume. Also, those I don't remember exactly what they are doing, but well, I believe they also have some use. So here, uh, let's see. I will change the name. Do we have some description? Let's copy paste something from the Wikipedia. Or maybe I will somehow copy paste or try to follow the example from the base game. Oh, okay. That's actually can be still there. Okay. So next, what is the weight of the Abacan without magazine? Yeah, it's quite heavy. Volume can stay as it is for the AK because it's basically the same size. This I'm going to leave for now. And okay, that is ready. I will add that burst mode, but well, that will be quite funny. Like, it's not going to have that uh, turbo rate of fire feature, not now. But I hope to make some solution later for that. Or maybe. This parameter is like dictating because probably a lot of people notice how the burst mode on the M16 is working. There is like that burst memory simulated. The variant of the burst with the burst memory is this one. And resetting is without burst memory for this weapon, I think. Uh, no, like burst memory is a correct choice. This is it string or is it picture? Okay, that's probably some script class. Okay, so this is from the image set. And burst 3 is looking like 2 bullets, so, well, this also looks okay. Hmm. Ah, okay, I know. Yeah, so now because the things are rigged, uh, various parts of the weapon are in the incorrect state. The weapon itself has wrong preview image, which is quite interesting. I really like that it's showing like total mass with like all accessories. Perhaps that tooltip also should show what accessories are attached to the weapon. Okay. Now let's see what is going on with the preview image. It's also quite interesting that the preview images here in the resource manager, they are like the bounding box is really big, so let me see if I didn't add something weird to the scene.
I think one of the higher lots still has a bunch of proxies attached to it.
Okay, that could be it. Yeah, I forgot to delete that. Oh, it looks better now. Yeah, now it should be correct. Yeah. Okay, I will quickly make uh animation workspace for this rifle so it's not all messed up. What? That's because of the SVN integration. Like it's already working. I cannot. Okay. So it's not going to be that simple. That's very incorrect way, but I just really want to have that shit done quickly. Now I'm like just doing some basic configuration of the animation workspace. This is like for the preview models that you can uh, use in the animation browser. And okay. And there are like two preview models. One is like the weapon with the magazine, and second is like character with the weapon, but without magazine. I don't think that there is still, yeah, there is no like possibility to have like deeper hierarchy of the weapons, because in this case, most likely you would like to have weapon with the magazine when you are like trying to preview the reload animation. What the hell? Fuck, I forgot. Since I did that horrible thing with copy pasting things, I forgot to actually register those files. That means that they don't have like those meta files, which are really crucial for all the systems. Okay. Now it's freaking out because it's missing something. Oh, okay. Maybe. Oh, so this one is also not working. That is really interesting. But perhaps I have to restart the workbench. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so there is some deeper issue with that. Okay. So for now, I will do some really dirty hack and just turn off all the animations for the weapon. Okay, maybe it's also good time to take care of the ranging and zeroing. There is this automatic feature to generate those points, but I'm not sure if it's going to work with this type of the iron sights. I don't remember the values for the AN-94 rifle, so let me check that. Okay, simple as that. Since if I remember correctly, this prefab was duplicated from the AK, so it has too many like those modes. And right now I will have to delete them one by one, and this can be done by clicking at this button. Okay, so it's 200. Okay, so first node most likely doesn't need an adjustment, and the rest we will see. Ah, Perfect. So right now I will try to add that new rifle plus the variants to Russian ammo crate, and then I will also try to make a new type of ammo box and perhaps also make it compatible with this ammo rack. I think that will be actually the fastest thing to do. Oh, yeah. I will actually. This is also quite interesting feature because I can try to override this prefab, and if it's not going to exist, then simply it's not going to do anything. But if like the main sample mode will be launched, then this ammo rack in the watch editor should also have those new rifles that I'm adding right now. To do so, I will override the config from the sample mod, like the core add-on. This action is going to uh, sort of copy paste the file, but and it has basically the same content as the sample mod. And if you look at the config in like text editor, it's just simply this. And it's working by having the same ID as the original file in the sample mod. Okay, so over here, uh, this can be also used to like switch between like various levels. In principle, it's working in the same way as this option. So I'm going to add to the RHS variant some new rifles. And this particular config, it's just for like setting parameters how the weapon will be displayed in this weapon rack. I will also have to edit the second config. So it's basically something similar to the AK, so I can use very similar values. Or maybe it will be faster. There are like multiple ways how you can assign resources to data fields. You can use those two dots, then search for the asset and assign that, or you can just do some drag and dropping shit. Okay. And this is faster. There is one too much. I want to have all of them same parameters. I will go back to like the sample mode. And this one is controlling like arsenal. So again, same thing as the display config. I'm going to add some more stuff. Or let me expand that first. So this is default, and rest will be configured as variants of that base weapon. Yeah, that should be enough. I will add also magazines if it's working. Uh, it's not working. This is like mode to edit those configs directly in the Word editor, but something is wrong. So I will reload everything. It's Shift and R hotkey. Okay.
You're getting questions in the Twitch chat, by the way.
Oh, okay. If you can read them loud.
One person's asking how big of an improvement are the new tools compared to the old way?
I will say huge. Like I using those for a quite long time. So I will say there are some nice things. There are some things that I don't like not being able to tweak parameters of the assets without restarting even the game. Like here, once we launch like the play mode, uh, you cannot change anything unless it's like exposed to scripts and there are some methods to tweak some parameters. But that's like sort of exception. Most of the things uh, they are not dynamic. And maybe this word is quite simple. It's just like 1 second or something like that. But if you want to debug something on Eden, like the behavior of the vehicle, like when you are driving a vehicle on the Eden and you want to fine tune the behavior of suspension or maybe even how the gearbox is behaving, you will have to load the whole word and then wait and wait and wait. So in this regard, it's a bit slower to Arma 3. Like the setup that you could get in Arma 3 is quite powerful, but you also get some nicer things. Like the setup in Arma 3 to have that really streamlined and really efficient. It was something that a lot of people couldn't understand, and therefore not that many people were using that. While here, it's like much easier to understand how to use even some more advanced stuff. And for those people who were not able to use like merging configs on the fly, this is probably something uh, like something much better.
Okay, and
Okay.
then
Yeah.
Another person said, in Arma 3, you would only configure a single weapon and the attachments separately. I see you're having 5 prefabs for the same gun, just with different attachment combos. Is that really needed? Why couldn't you make one prefab with no attachments and then put the attachment combo you want on the gun in the arsenal?
I think that's not true. In Arma 3, you would also try to configure some of the variants, like the variant with the UGL.
Yep,
Uh,
the AI.
and variants with the optics, they are like for AIs because when you have like character, you have to assign a prefab. You could probably do some scripting and add some like optic on the fly to that character, but in general, like I can show in a moment how it looks like. Duh, duh, duh. In those weapon slots, you have to like really use a prefab. So if I would want to make some like Spetsnaz group where everyone is running with the PSO, then I would still need that prefab with like pre-attached PSO.
Okay, he says, my point is, you might configure them separately, yes, but here you're making the same weapon appear 5 times in the arsenal with different combos. That seems extremely inefficient compared to Arma 3, where you'd maybe have 2 variants, one standard and one with the UGL. All the other attachments were separate and choosable by the player.
Oh, okay. Like I
For
just
base
wanted to,
weapons.
yeah. Uh, like you can do that. I mainly wanted to see all those variants here on the track, but it seems it doesn't want to cooperate with me. Uh, ah, yeah. Still not. And let's see if it's working in this one. Nope. Okay. So function is correct.
Okay, another one. As a big fan of the RHS mod, pretty much since the first public version, I'd like to know your opinion on the new engine, if it's going to open more possibilities to bring RHS vision that Arma 3 wouldn't allow in terms of limitations.
Oh, I think that there are some definitely features which would uh, you couldn't do in Arma 3. But there are also things which you cannot do in Reforger. There is no like tracked vehicle simulation. And with the power of the scripting, it will be extremely cool to have tanks in Reforger. Also, the Reforger has quite advanced damage simulation and penetration simulation. So, uh, well, I think we will have to wait till tracked simulation will appear either in Reforger or Arma 4.
Yeah, let's just say, like, currently, from my own observations, a lot of the base, like, Arma 3 features are kind of missing from Reforger, but hopefully they'll be introduced. So, I mean, it's kind of more limiting right now, but I think in terms of, like, the overall engine and the features that it brings and the things you can do with it, it's going to really open up a lot of possibilities further on down the road. But as Rayhard said, like right now, there's no tracked simulation, so we can't even have tanks. I don't think there's even, like, is there infantry protection? Like, can you have, like, vests and helmets that actually, do stuff?
Yes. Oh, let me see. I think there was something silly. Uh, the base for like character protection is there, but I don't think that there. Maybe helmets have some parameters, but
I was experimenting with it yesterday, and I noticed that, like, when I'd shoot helmets, they just didn't seem to do anything. But then again, I mean, they don't really do that much against bullets in real life either. So.
yeah. Where it could be. At least I know the characters have quite nice configuration. Hit zones, damage, and you have a lot of more like the hit zones. So, and that was also done because so you can like have items which are really protecting just part of the body. Like in Arma 3, it was basically uh, whole upper body, then arms, and things like that. It was quite simplified.
Somebody's asking about the EULA. They're saying that they hear anybody can modify other people's mods. Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily true. I think it says right above it, like, you have to respect other people's intellectual property, and you have to release it, or you can release it under pretty much any license that you want that can prevent people from modifying it. So. But as the 12th Monkey pointed out, it's just a copy paste of the Wylands EULA. Or is it Islands? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Islands. I'm joking. Okay, maybe I will try to add that to the op4 arsenal. Okay, so similar to the sample mod variant. Okay. It's also quite important to keep eye where you are clicking on that plus and minus thing because it's trying to add new element right below what you have created. Ah, damn it. Okay. Oh, where the magazine is configured. Okay. Rifle, ammunition. That should be it. It's still not there, but it's using custom config. Oh, maybe I know. Did I really forgot about something? It's also that problem that sometimes there are not enough like uh, there is not enough information from the workbench what is going on and what could be wrong. But there are also some incredible tools for debugging. Oh, I will have to load some document. And actually, let me try something dumb. Ah, okay, so probably there was not enough space on that weapon rack. Which again, it could be like somehow uh, announced by some systems. Okay, that looks quite cool.
I can't get over how good that AN94 looks in game.
Yeah. And now you can see that there are some variants. That burst is quite funny. Okay. Whoops. Okay, that was some glitch. Since I added that also to the offer crate, I think it should be available in the Zeus. Hello, some stranger.
What's that?
Oh, it's the boss man.
Ah, no. Oh, how's it going?
I was struggling with something, which again was really simple, but I
My God,
didn't knew.
if you're struggling with it,
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I was watching Rehard struggling, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get a grip of it.
Yeah, like I have also some documentation which I still didn't publish, and I also realized that some of those details, which I didn't wrote in that documentation, are really kicking me back right now.
Hi, Dirks.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Uh, Sorry, my nose is completely blocked by hay fever, so I just got mute real quick.
It's really interesting. Like some things seem way easier, and then others just seem like it just seems like the details are so like obfuscated behind the UI, and it seems like it'd just be so much easier just to use a text editor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like we got again some sort of what's it called, Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Get used to the bad way, and now it seems that way. But
That is the
so
thing
now,
that I mentioned. If you want to test something in the Eden, it takes some time to exit from the edit play mode.
yeah. So you went now in the world editor, and so now we have some sort of arsenal crate. Is that what you said?
Yes, at least I'm trying to make it working everywhere.
Okay, cool.
This is up for. So this should work.
Some of you guys live in the Netherlands, right?
I used to.
I'm still.
Yeah. Rayhard still. Yeah, I keep
Did it
forgetting.
storm at your place as well? Because at my places it was terrible.
My
Yeah,
house is.
last 2 days also in Belgium was
Yeah. Yeah, I live in the south of the Netherlands, and people's roof it basically got ripped off.
yeah.
Oh,
It's kind of
Whereabouts?
scary. I live near Roermond.
Roermond.
Yeah.
Are you Dutch yourself, Dirk?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay. Couldn't notice by your accent.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, you were living in UK or something for a while.
No, I haven't.
Or
I did live in Ireland for a bit, but that
ah,
wasn't very long. But I study in English,
I
maybe
was
I got a
close.
big bit there.
I was close.
Yeah.
Oh, that is nice. The new magazine, at least, is in the Arsenal crate. Okay.
I think incompatible with 74.
It's working. Oh, it looks quite nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so this thing is working, but I noticed that there are some problems with the strings. Yeah. So I see that someone tried to make localized strings. Yeah, that's something for next session probably. Da, 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 da.
So how do you, let's say, configure something like a crate? It's again with these prefabs that you have to create or derive from a prefab, and
this system is not like fully sandbox friendly. So we have like configs, and those configs are then used on the crates. Let me find some Reforger crate.
we got 50 people already watching.
Oh,
I think you stirred up some wild interests.
yeah. So this, for instance, is a crate, and this one is supposed to have all the stuff. Like you can also try this.
Okay.
Let's see if it's going to actually work. No. But this is like controlled by the Arsenal, so it's using like different system which is overriding that. But I will also try different crate.
And what was the sort of decision behind to not let in the game master thing to edit people's arsenals, like their equipment and stuff? Or at least I couldn't find a way to do it.
I don't know. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Yeah, it's not going to work because that's not like proper word. It's like this, some big boxes. Okay, how do I add compositions?
I see Rock is in the chat. Hey Rock, been a long time. Good to see you, man.
Oh, let's do this one. This is correct. Yeah, so with all those grades, there is that gimmick. So when you have this grade, it's trying to fill that box because those are like with infinitive. amount of the supplies. And hello. And if you have not this is like the main one. This is list of all items that given faction can use in like arsenal. So
and it's actually sort of
like you have
defined by faction, so you can actually limit to what a faction can take out of a box, even though it has more.
no. The box is like
It's
assigned to
Okay.
faction, and then like you have those parameters which are like defining what type of equipment it is, item mode. I don't remember, and it doesn't have tooltip, unfortunately. And then when you have that box, you have that SCR arsenal component, and you are selecting what should be actually inside of that box.
And then you're selecting it by type. Okay.
Yes.
And then everything of that type gets included in there, regardless whether it's an add-on or.
Yes.
Or okay, cool. Well, that's handy. Don't have to add by hand everything.
Yeah.
But I guess you can also do by hand. I mean, in principle, right?
Yes, but I don't remember how to do that right now. Or maybe there should be option to do that by hand. But you can see this is like the equipment box, and this is like weapon box, and you can observe in the object properties what labels properties are enabled. This one should have everything enabled because it's like arsenal box, the full one with infinite amount of everything.
Yeah, this tool set is like giving monkeys fire. Seriously, we're the monkeys, and you're showing us fire, and we can't. Or at least me. Is looking at it like, oh my god. Like coming from Arma 3, even Arma 3 toolset, but like, god damn.
Well, you couldn't really call Arma 3.
No way. Yeah.
Or toolset. No. I find it a bit convoluted, but I guess it's.
Yeah, but I
it's a
think
completely different thing.
I think to do what they wanted to do in the sense that I think it was the right way. I mean, honestly, I couldn't figure another approach I could have taken to make it better in any other way, to be honest. But the oxygen software is very gone.
Software.
That was very 2002. And
yeah.
If you just rename it Object Builder, it doesn't change that it's oxygen. Like they added the what is it, the DirectX rendering in it for what? I don't know.
Because the previous one was not working actually.
Yeah. It wasn't. I mean, in Windows 10, I think I had to have that on each time because otherwise it was just I couldn't pan or rotate or anything.
Yeah, but that happened way after they got the DX function. Like something was introduced. Like
it was
the DirectX thing was in Arma 2 still, and then
yeah.
Like in Arma 3, years later, all of a sudden the normal rendering thing got fucked completely.
Yeah, I had a talk with Tom about it, and he said, "Nah, we're not gonna bother. We're working on a different tool set, which is this thing." But fine.
Yeah, I mean, this is amazing compared to.
I wasn't a fan of the 5 FPS in Oxygen 2. It was fun, but
yeah, but you knew that you can like switch to the DX setting and then it's fine.
So no, I thought like even still it did that.
No, for me it would always switch to being okay.
Yeah,
but
same
then
for me.
I thought, wasn't there an update where they made like the DirectX, like the standard?
Yes, they made that.
Yeah, they did that, but it rendered some things differently. So I think you couldn't get the normals to display in the correct way, or something, or like
Yes, like
there was a
normals.
difference.
I
Yeah, the
think-
normal vectors, right? The blue little light.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they
And-
weren't rendering the same in both modes. So
I mean, I really like the fact that everything that is considered to be modeling is done in
modeling tools.
modeling tools.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I really don't like Blender. I get why they choose the free tool for modding to focus on. So
Yeah, but I think I'll write something. I'll write a script for
to do
Max
it.
to do this fast export thing as well to FBX. I mean, it doesn't. He's only using Blender because
Yeah.
he's using
Yeah,
Blender. But
yeah. But I think there's already one. It's in Python. I think you can find it on ScriptSpot. So on ScriptSpot, yeah.
yeah, there might be yeah, okay. Might be some specific things about FBX that we need for import into here. I'm not sure.
I couldn't find it, but I know I used to have this sort of basically it used to save a preset, and then you just clicked it and it would just quickly save an FBX.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. No, that would be interesting. Yeah, if only I had some time to actually sit down and try something. I'm just gonna supply models to people that can do it. maybe that's just the way. I have to accept defeat and be like, yeah, the time is not now, old man. You know, like leave the future for people that can do this. In fact, before they came out, or just when they came out with the workshop things, I thought, maybe I should try do like some live streaming myself, where I would just be like discovering workshop and world editor and all these things. And then after watching the previous thing that Rayhard did, I thought, okay, maybe that's a bad idea, because that would just be no clue, or just be a stream of me reading the wiki, like
Read along.
yeah, read along. Yeah, you know, you never know. Maybe those. I doubt 68 people would join to watch that, but
Okay, but for now,
definitely there would be no mod at the end of it. That's for sure.
okay, but wait a moment.
Yeah,
I'm
Rock.
just wondering if I should delete that override. And or actually, I quickly also check one thing, because right now you can see the helmet in the first-person view. And I completely forgot that there is a parameter for that in the continue.
Reinhard, I was going to ask, in Workbench, why do
Yeah.
you see why do I see CVC in both the prefabs and the assets?
Assets are just like models, so you have
Okay.
models separately from the prefabs, like configs, because
Okay. And
prefabs are
prefabs are configs. Okay.
So a prefab is like a class, pretty much, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Can you? I mean, if I have a model of whatever weapon made out of parts, do I also have to use prefabs for that, or prefabs is just the equivalent of the former config?
Like multiple
Because you
parts.
said, yeah, because you said, for instance, the M203 16 is the entire thing is including the handguard kit. It's actually an attachment.
Yes.
So I assume those are 2 parts, right?
Yes. Here you can
So
see the handguard M16 prefab. So it's also prefab.
Okay, it's a separately configured thing.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you put together stuff, and
Yes.
I mean you can also put together pieces of a model,
Yeah,
like we was doing config.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
exactly.
I had a scope for that, I could also create a prefab with a pimped out M16, right?
what kind of M16?
A pimpish
Like
M16.
with rails
Yeah.
and
Rails,
handguard and everything.
yeah.
Yeah, and the stock could be also modified. Equipment search.
Can you make
That's-
unlimited kind of attachments to the thing, or there's still a slot?
Here,
Then you have attachments for attachments.
I'm
Can
not
I have
sure. You could
can I have a
probably
scope
like
on a
let's
scope?
see. I just I'm not sure if it's not going to crash Workbench because it will be sort of recursive things. Ta, 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 ta.
Yeah, and I see Monkey is already making fun of me when I was streaming learning Blender, and that was already frustrating as fuck. I understand it was fun for other
It's
people to
equipment.
watch, but it was not. I'm too old. I get frustrated too fast.
So you have M16 with M16 inside. Are you happy now?
I was, yeah.
You
Happy.
okay? You attached M16 to an M16.
Yes. Let's.
Can I shoot both barrels?
I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm going to equip that.
Oh Jesus.
Okay. I mean, when you said you can do anything with Reforger, you really meant anything, right?
Yeah.
This. I mean, when you decided to do it, did you ever sit down and question yourself why? not just because you could. You never
I can
asked
get
whether you
inside of
should.
that. So I'm
What?
wondering here.
What the hell? So somebody could get inside. Yeah. Okay.
You shoot it?
Why not? Let's
Shoot
see.
it? Does
Okay. It will be like that.
Yeah. So there's a good question from Monkey. So if you make an attachment like the rail handguard, could the rail handguard then have the properties set so then you can attach stuff to that and not the normal handguard that was there before?
I'm not sure if it's going to work because it's like there are some. I already had some issues and had to ask people for help to take into the account that you can have like deeper configuration, like prefabs inside of prefabs, nested prefabs, basically. Uh,
Yeah, but it wouldn't be prefabs inside of prefabs, right?
like if you would make like rail hand guard as a attachment, and then you would like to have attachment for that attachment. This is prefab inside of prefab, and I'm not sure if something like that is supported out of the box, but I also can't imagine that could script something like that.
Because I mean, like putting indeed railed. Let's say we have, for instance, for M4s, right? We have rails and then rails with covers, where you shouldn't be able to put anything on those. Like the Picatinny is closed by this sort of cover that closes the Picatinny slots, right?
Yeah, but okay, I think how could it be solved? So you have like with the dovetail adapters, you
Yeah,
could
for instance.
make an attachment and then make in the same level another attachment, but that's not going to be like the thing
Yeah,
that
but
you would really want
yeah.
to do.
But for instance, again, like you have M4, you change the handrail from like Daniel Day whatever rails that we have for Mark 18, where was it Block 18 Mark 2s, right?
Yeah.
A different rail than what you have for normal M4s. You could potentially do that, right? But when you have a longer rail, you can put maybe more things like lasers on the side, flashlights, and so on.
Mhm.
Can we
Yeah, but
basically what Alex is asking is, can we Tarkov skivai the Reforger?
Because what
yes,
you were
but
doing in
not
Arma 3,
dynamic. Like if you would like to, I don't know, detach the hand guard, front hand guard, and mount some different variant, then I'm pretty sure that something like that is not supported out of the box. But
not out of the
if,
box.
for instance, I would add a rail adapter here as something similar to the M16, so a hand guard, which
Mhm.
you are not supposed to detach, and
Yeah.
as some people notice, you can actually detach the hand guard. Then you could have another like attachment slot component where you can mount certain type of optics.
Yeah, right? So, exactly. So you put an attachment onto your gun, and then you attach something on that attachment.
Yeah, but if that adapter would, if you think that this adapter would work automatically, then no, it's not going to work. At least
Or
I
you would have
think it's not going
you
to
would have
work.
to do it the same hacky way that you did it in Arma 3, where you have to swap out prefabs
No,
somewhere.
no, no, no. Or that could be a solution, but if you have like really asset with that side rail adapter, then you would like you will not be supposed to detach that, but you will be able to attach stuff on top of it.
Yeah,
If
because
you,
I mean, we used to be able to. Right now, we have a Picatinny rail attachment that we could mount on the Abacan, right?
yeah,
And that should allow us to mount Picatinny things.
yeah, but that would work similar like hand guard on the M16. So you have that, and you are not supposed to detach that, but you are able to attach like optics on top of that.
Ah, okay. Well, I think I understand it, but
Like
But not really.
probably I don't. Yeah.
like maybe it's working. I'm not sure. Uh, okay, but I fixed that issue with helmet being visible in the first person view. So I think I will remove that replacement of the default Soviet helmet. Bye bye. Okay. Let's see if
Yeah. So somebody in the chat, Freddy, is saying that he tried, and you could put attachment slot component as a child component of another attachment slot component. So it would look like you could have a handguard attachment and then have maybe a flashlight or something on a Picatinny rail on that handguard attachment.
Yeah, I mean, the question was in regards to, because we had a pretty complicated system. We have a pretty complicated system, at least for my mind, in Arma
yeah.
3, in order to,
That was
That
pretty
was,
ingenious. Yeah, I mean,
yes,
that was
yes,
that was
yes.
pretty.
It was a brilliant workaround. But I was wondering if
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
but I was wondering if that the same system can work differently out of the box, or out of the box, whatever, with the tools.
I imagine it's really a nightmare for things like for the inventory system. Like you have to really.
Recently, I mean, I'm still, I haven't checked it because I didn't have the time for it. But the best stuff is split up quite a bit. So I don't know if you noticed, but you got pouches that you need to search inside the pouches for the content. So it's a bit more in depth than it used to be, which I found nice, but I haven't checked how it is.
Yeah, but the question is also: do you then do it only one level, or do you sort of do
Actually,
it?
that's good point, because like the character equipment, it's like nested. Those are nested prefabs, like the pouches.
But precisely, the pouches are nested prefabs, but the model, it's a single model for the. I mean, visually, it's just a single thing that it's rigged together. So you don't have. I didn't see it that way. But
Interesting.
I'm wondering if it's not showing up because of that. No.
Because yeah, I mean, in principle, if I look at the inventory system, like just that menu, it's very much still Arma 2 inventory system. Okay, you have more slots, but and you have.
Yeah, but now you got boots, characters.
Yeah, boots is a nice addition. Just
it'd be
just
nice
missing
to have
gloves.
Yeah, I always wanted to take off my pants, just my pants, and then.
I love the pants taken off. It's for the roleplay purposes.
Yeah, this is definitely for lifers.
Yeah.
Because you gotta take off your pants once in a while.
Reforge your life.
Yeah. Everyone live. No pants. No pants only server.
Oh my.
I don't know, with 71 viewers, we're bound to have some lifers in here. In the chat watching, like, okay, how can we steal some of these models later?
And by the way, are you planning to add some pictures to that workshop page?
Sorry?
I don't think he knows how.
I don't know anything.
Okay, so
Oh, nice! Look at that. Look at that. Oh, and the side works. That's just schmexy. Yeah, Dirks. Thanks.
okay. And I wanted to check one more thing.
So yeah, somebody asked whether how much has the game engine and tools changed? Okay, that's a very easy question. It has changed completely. Everything. So it's actually easier for people coming over straight from Unity and Unreal Engine than from people who are coming from Arma 3 modding. Paradoxically.
Not really. I mean, maybe Unity, but not from Unreal. It doesn't really. It's not the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I take it from what Toxic said. I think in the chat, but
what?
It's definitely okay. Unity maybe more applicable, but somebody coming from Unity probably is more in the loop than people who are just coming from normal Arma 3.
I mean, 2001 tools. Yeah.
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 And has the development time increased or decreasing?
Increased, obviously.
Yeah,
But
because
that's not because of the tools.
I think the learning curve is very steep, probably. But thanks to Bohemia for really doing an amazing effort to put out documents, and we have to clap for Ray Hart for that, and his help. And I mean,
Thank you. It's still
he's the
work in
one
progress.
that's yeah, he's also the one that's organizing these streams, and I think Bohemia is really giving modders a really good chance from the start to do some amazing things. I think initially development is going to be slow, but then again, it's not something surprising. When Arma 3 came out, it took months for first things to come out and years for something good to come out. So we're here now, like less than 72 hours since this released, and the fact that the workshop is already full of crap is just insane. Right? There's like
we are adding another brick to that.
yeah. But we're gonna try to take it easy. Oh, look at that with the GP. So I expect that while the learning curve is going to be quite heavy for people just coming from Arma 3,
Or
I think
people old enough, like most of us.
or people too old indeed. But from what I've seen so far, from what these guys have been doing, it looks like once you get the grip of it, things move a bit faster than in Arma 3. At least that's my impression. And it's a lot more interactive. Like it looks like when you know what you're doing, you're getting results and nicer results faster. And somebody's asking whether we're able to release a version this year. A version of what? I'm not sure. We're always releasing some versions.
This mod that Reinhardt's working on right now is on the workshop as we speak.
Yeah. So we have released. it's published. So if you look up RHS status quo, and that's just a work in progress name, don't pay attention to, because we really have zero imagination in our team on how to name things. So, in fact, I actually forgot. My girlfriend had the task to come up with 10 mod names, catchy mod names. By the end of the day, he hasn't said anything, so so I don't think that was successful. But yeah, what we're gonna do, I think, is explore a little bit, and there's lots to learn, and also to think about what we would like to do. I think in general we're pretty impressed with the capabilities of the engine, and then definitely there's room to try stuff out. What it's going to be, I can't tell yet. I mean, because we don't know.
So he clarified RHS for Arma Reforger, and that's like a definite no.
Yeah, definite no.
Like, because I mean, right now all we can do is just weapons, clothing, and static objects, buildings, and like cars. That's it.
True. Yeah.
There's
So
no tanks, no planes, no helicopters.
yeah, true. So I mean, in principle, it also gives us opportunity to slowly port things that we can port and make available that's ready. A lot of things from RHS will just never make it to Reforger, I think, because they should have died with Arma 2 in reality. Some things we had, they're so legacy that I think moving it to Reforger will be just some kind of blasphemous occurrence that should not be allowed, to be honest.
We have things going all the way back to Arma 1, right?
OFP. Kenji's tanks are from like the T80s are probably from.
I think those are Arma 1. I'm pretty sure.
And if they might have been released for Arma 1, but they definitely were around at OFP times. 100%. Let me just think what else. I think that's some of the oldest things, like T80s, the old T80s, the B and BV versions. From the old stuff, what else? Okay, we also had the, let's say, some things that got a better facelift, but were still also from really ancient technologies. That was the 2S3, right? The artillery piece, Akatse, and BMP 1s and 2s. They're, I don't think, recoverable. In any case, I don't think people would be happy if we port them. They're really not for I don't even know how we would stitch the textures together in something usable. Yeah, PTSM also. But we got it quite late. It was from Pioneer. Yeah. So yeah.
The Crass track, it's also some Flashpoint thing or not?
Yeah, well, I think it was made during Arma 2. I think PTSM might have also been made during like early Arma 2, but OFP was still around, and definitely the methods of producing things were OFP era. So like, indeed, like no normal maps, not even the simplest types of normal maps. It looks great though. I mean, the PTSM looks wouldn't bat an eye on it.
I love the tires on the Kraz.
Yeah, yeah.
They look really good.
All right, guys, I gotta go. It was fun to hang out. I will finish watching later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ciao, ciao. Nice chatting. Bye.
Bye. I also think that we'll evacuate soon, but let me see one thing. I'm just wondering if there are like too many overrides and it's some like engine issue. Because previously I was just testing with 2 overrides. And here it should be just a single one.
Sorry.
Carrot Master.
Like 20. Turns out I was 20 minutes too early.
Interesting.
Are icons automatically generated, or you have to?
Yes, like it's basically as this model. It's a 3D model.
Oh, nice.
And you have like some camera properties, so you define where is the camera, what is the angle, what is the FOV, and things like that. So I will say it's not working very well for all kind of items, but
how does it sort of stay performant if all of those are 3D models? Like
Look
this-
around. How many models are in this scene?
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Yeah. Boo. Yeah. You got a good point. Good point. Good. Somebody asked, with playing around with the engine, do you think you can make a game inside of a game and practically use this engine as a general game engine? I think you can come pretty close.
Yeah.
Not per se a game, really a game, but
I think
it's a
if you would like to remake a Snake game inside Reforger, you could do that.
yeah. But I mean, in practice, like we couldn't make our own sort of executable, just RHS game, and then
No.
with our own menus and everything. And
it's a framework, not a game engine per se. So it's not Unreal. It's a framework.
the way that I understood is that in principle we are using tools in such a way that you're allowed to load Reforger into it as a dependency project, right? And we're only allowed to mod into Reforger itself. So at certain point, when it's when they would like to make another game, they just make really, but using still the same tool set, I imagine. Pretty much making the Reforger project. I guess. I don't know. I know nothing. Yeah, in principle, I mean, Arma 3 already gave so much capabilities. You know, with some effort, you could already make a game within a game. And I don't mean like making Snake or Super Mario within Reforger, but really like changing everything that it's pretty much there's no trace left of the original game, and then you are. But I don't think we can change physics, right? Through Workbench and
I think there are some parameters.
yeah.
For like
We could configure maybe, but we
yes,
wouldn't give
you
up
are
to
not
the.
going to make some because it's using like the bullet physics engine,
But
and we are not going to port like that to the NVIDIA physics if you would like to. Maybe with a lot of effort, okay, but it's not feasible.
Bullet. Good. Get it.
Yeah, is it gonna are the vehicles gonna fly less or more with this bullet?
Less. Like I seen that they are flying, but it's mainly
You
the
don't sound sure.
like
Like,
right now they are flying mainly because of the synchronization.
but I mean, like you guys rebuild the engine and it's still happening. What? How is that? It's
That's
like a Bohemia legacy.
it's
Like
just the physics.
if it ain't flies, if the tank ain't flying, it's not Arma. No matter what engine it's in. Maybe you guys just keep forgetting to turn off the like flying tank option in the configuration
Of course.
physics engine. Like tanks should stay on the ground in general. Anything that weighs 60 tons should stay on the ground in general. It's basic laws of physics right there.
All right. I think I have enough of Workbench for today. So I will commit what I have. Perhaps tomorrow I will figure out that I'm a great issue.
So
Do you plan to somehow automate the packing count publishing of the add-on?
Yeah. So maybe tomorrow we can go through that.
Okay.
Tomorrow or Sunday, yeah, definitely. Because I also want to understand, let's say, can we exchange build artifacts without publishing to workshop, for instance? Like, can you pack something or bundle? Bundling is how it's called, or
like there is packing option. It's still available through command line parameters, but
okay,
bundling.
Yeah.
But
Or
if you
bundling is for publication.
Yes, when you try to bundle something, it's like in the profile, and then you can. There is that zip file, and it contains like the pack files, gproject, resource database, all the files that you would normally download. But because when you are downloading something from the workshop, you are getting like you are not, maybe it's under the hood downloading of the zip and then extracting, but the add-on is like pack or source data, gproject, and resource database.
Okay, but when I pack with this command line, whatever
it should create. It should skip like generating a zip file, because zip file also has some information for the workshop. There is like JSON file with checksums. I don't know what it was. Hashes.
So whatever it does output is a file, right? Some
Yes.
artifact, right? And
Yes.
then can I give this artifact through Discord to Ballistic, and he can
Yes.
put it some folder and then start up his game without having to
Yes.
download? Okay.
Yes.
No, so
And if you are going to put that in like some default folder, like in the profile or next to the add-ons, then I think that the game should be able to see that. Like here I am just using symbolic links. But yeah, there is also command line parameter to load mods on startup, because here is like interesting things when you are like playing with the mods in the workshop, in the game with mods from the workshop. The game is clever enough to load only those mods, only either when they are necessary, like there is some certain mod set on the server, and it's going to only enable those mods which are required by the server. And when we are connecting, it's like doing a soft restart in the background. It's loading the add-ons
it's
that are
reloading.
required. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's doing like what is it called, like prism dynamic reconfiguration. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you're loading assemblies at runtime.
Yes. And so that means when you are in the main menu, you are not, you don't have any add-ons loaded. Actually, they are. It's just per Reforger. But with the command line parameter, you can use that to even modify some parts of the main menu if you want, or really make some new game. But by default, main menu is without add-ons.
Okay. Yeah, because we have to see what we want to do. We could automatically publish now to workshop for however long while we're porting and setting up old things, especially. It doesn't really matter or make sense for us to keep it private. For instance, for very long. In future, that might change, right? We might want to develop really some things for a few months before we release it, or at the same time with the dev branches, I think that was working super well. And as long as it's a free mod, what does it really matter to have official releases and non-official dev releases? To be honest,
Yeah, I
when it's
also
going,
think so.
if it's all going automatically, like once a week, does it really as long as we can interfere sort of manually in any case, like if something gets, like some bug gets through through the automatic, as long as we can sort of trigger it, fix it quickly and trigger it again the same day, and it's all fixed, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I also think so. Anyway, I have to go,
Yeah.
so that will
Thanks,
be the end.
Rayhart. This was really, again, super informative.
Yeah.
So then maybe sometime this weekend we come back and do some pipelining.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be about as well if it's needed. So I'm gonna waste 2 hours of my time trying to port a fucking box of sorts. I can't be bothered with bones and stuff. I just want to see
Oh, some
things.
scopes, man. Some of your scopes.
I'll see. I
Some
was
aim